And welcome to the channel. Damien Jackson here, back with another video. Such an eventful day. I get on social media and bam, there's another ridiculous ass story. You got one from comicbook.com. I don't know why I said .com. No one says .com. I'm just showing my age. Says Marvel facing calls to cancel Punisher after his logo was used by some Capitol rioters. In the world where Spider-Man and Batman movies are in active production, it's Frank Castle that's managing to dominate the news cycle. For a reason many might not expect to see in 2021. Last Wednesday, insurrectionists stormed the United States Capitol in a domestic terrorist incident. I swear they're just overusing the term insurrection and terrorist, and like that's not really the case. You can go check the links in my description for my podcast. I did an episode on that. I think like episode 61, 62, somewhere around there. I think I did some videos too on YouTube as well. You can check out the videos on my channel. But insurrectionists, so either they stormed the Capitol or they were allowed in because of white privilege. Like, make up your mind. Comic book, like, wait a minute, why is there so much CBS advertisement? You know what? I noticed something earlier too. Where is that at? Here it is, down here at the bottom. Disclosure. Comic book is owned by CBS Interactive, a division of Viacom CBS. Well, that makes tons of sense now. Viacom CBS, one of the six companies that are one of the six media corporations that operate 90% plus of all media operations in the world. Whatever, just a little fact or tidbit to throw out there. 90% is probably higher, who knows. It explains why all these media outlets say the same shit over and over. Insurrectionists. Insurrectionists. When was the last time you heard the word insurrectionist? Whatever. After many of those insurrections were spotted, yet again, were spotted donning apparel that included the logo of Marvel's The Punisher, fans are now wondering if the House of Ideas should cancel the character for good. So this definitely seems like a SJW, and it took me for a long to even realize what SJW was. I had to look that shit up, like social justice warrior. Like who comes up with these terms? But they really seem to be running rampant. And now you want to go after the Punisher? The guy's name is the fucking Punisher. If people are going into the Capitol and they want to, I don't know, punish the biggest criminal organization in the country, the people sitting in government, in Congress, if they want to go and attack them, what do you think they're going to go up there and do? They're going there to punish them. So it actually makes the most sense for them to wear the Punisher shirt. I'm just saying, maybe I'm tripping. I'm not tripping. Fuck that. That shit makes sense, right? It makes sense. We know who Frank Castle is, anti-hero, blah, blah. It says, after insurrectionists, yet again, they are sticking to this word. I give them credit for that. It says, after insurrectionists were seen wearing the logo on dozens of live news broadcasts, prominent Punisher comic writer Garth Ennis went on record to call anyone sporting the brand a half-wit, quote-unquote half-wit. Quote-unquote, I've said this before a couple of times, but no one actually wants to be the Punisher, Ennis said. Nobody wants to pull 3 tours of duty in a combat zone with the last one going catastrophically wrong, come home with a head full of broken glass, see their families machine gun into bloody offal in front of their eyes, and then dedicate the rest of their lives to cold, bleak, heartless slaughter. No one wants to be Frank Castle, yet you choose to write for the comic Frank Castle, the Punisher? Does that make sense? Is that ironic? I don't know. Like, what? What? You mean no one wants to be a veteran? A military veteran? Like, that's essentially what you're talking about. That's essentially what you're talking about. What do you think happens? People are going overseas, getting in issues, instead of them coming home to see their families destroyed, they're probably coming home to see their spouse or whatever cheating on them. Hey, I'm sorry. That's just reality, man. Trust me. First-hand experience. I've heard those stories plenty of times. He continued, the people wearing the logo in this context are kidding themselves. Just like the police officers who wore it over the summer, what they actually want is to wear an apparently scary symbol on a t-shirt. throw their weight around a bit, then go home to the wife and kids and resume their everyday life. They thought no harder about the Punisher symbol than the half-wits I saw on Wednesday, the ones waving the stars and stripes while invading the Capitol building. So the people wearing a logo in this context are kidding themselves. You mean they decided to go into the Capitol building and give out their own form of justice in a vigilante style? Is that not Frank Castle, the Punisher? Am I missing something here? This is just too ironic. There's too much irony going on in this. It's almost like, what is he talking about? It goes on to say, over the past few years, John brought it talks about the Netflix show. It says Punisher co-creator Gary, let's go with Gary Conway previously said any law enforcement official that uses the logo is an quote-unquote outlaw. Punisher co-creator. You created this character and you want to call anyone that uses the logo an outlaw? I guess because you created an outlaw character? What the fuck? Like, it's a fucking symbol, man. It's a Punisher. Like, hell, what if you're just a fan of the comic and you was like, nah, fuck it. I'm just going to wear this shirt because it's black and it's a skull. And I like Punisher. And you just feel like wearing it that day. What about that? What about that? Here's a tweet from Gary Conway. Wait a minute. Hold the fuck on here. Gary Conway wears a mask because he cares. That's his fucking... That's his name he's going with on Twitter. You can't make this shit up. Real life is way funnier than anything you can find on TV or read in a comic book. You can't make this shit up. Now, I'm not so much of a comic book person. I like to watch any animated movies based off comics, any live action stuff like that. I don't read the comics, but I like to watch the things about the history and stuff like that and the origin stories of the comics and things that goes on with the character. So, I'm vaguely familiar with all the some of the origins of major comics and stuff like that. This is my little disclaimer. So I'm not coming off as like a huge comic book fan expert, but this shit still makes me laugh. I'm sorry. It makes me laugh. Like, there's no way. Oh, well, let's see what his tweet said. And it says, any quote-unquote cop who wears a Punisher logo in his official capacity is identifying law enforcement with an outlaw. These cops are a disgrace to serious police officers everywhere. They show an imbecilic level of irresponsibility and should be fired immediately. Because they wore a shirt? Oh, what? Oh, that's right. It's not America. That's right. It's not America. It's China. I forgot. You can't do things like freedom of expression, freedom of speech, because you wore a Punisher Marvel character shirt. Because, I don't know, maybe you just liked the logo. Maybe you thought Frank Castle was cool. Maybe you just thought Frank Castle was just a veteran like you. Because, a lot of law enforcement people are veterans. Maybe some of those people that went up to the Capitol, maybe they're veterans. Maybe they just identify with a Marvel comic book character that's also a veteran and has their own fucking logo on a shirt instead of them making up their own one. I don't know. There's just a lot of things that you can say. But what you cannot say is a reason to cancel the Punisher because people wore the shirt. It's like if a dude went down the street now, and if you ever seen that movie Rampage, which is kind of fitting for this topic now you think about it. But you ever seen the movie Rampage? I don't know if it's on Netflix, but I think it's like 3 movies. But the guy literally goes on a rampage. So what if you get one of those people in real life that decide to armor up and stuff and go out and serve their own vigilante justice, and then, they wearing a Marvel shirt or something like that? Of course, we got to denounce them and, we got to attack Marvel character because what is he doing? He's portraying a Marvel character wrong. Even though the Marvel Punisher character, Frank Castle, is a vigilante. That's his name, the Punisher. He's basically the judge, jury, and executioner. And yet, you create this character and you're mad that people, might identify with the character in some sense, but yet not really break the law. because you're calling out police officers that have not done anything wrong other than wear a fucking shirt based on a logo, a symbol, based on the character that you created. I don't know if it's hypocrisy. I don't know if it's irony. I don't know what it is, other than it's fucking hilarious. So until next time.
This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now.